many, the safari is the ultimate rally. As well as rough terrain and searing heat, competitors must also avoid wild animals that stray across their path. The teams even hire helicopters to scare off any four-legged hazards. The Kenyan event crisscrosses the equator and is one of the few rallies where the cars are driven absolutely flat out. It's as tough as they come.
You might have noticed the Acropolis rally, the Rally of Greece, uploaded. I wouldn't say a day late. I think that's, saying it was uploaded a day late is being mean. It was uploaded a few hours late at about 2 a.m., 2 in the a.m. p.m., which isn't an ideal upload time. But it got uploaded between the TT Superbike video and the next episode of fucking Need for Speed. So it all turned out fine in the end. So it's not an issue. Don't be telling me that I've... Because I recorded it, right? I just forgot to upload it. I had it recorded, air quotes around edited, but edited, I'd put my commentary over the top. And then I just left it on my hard drive and thought it'd be fine. And then it turned out it wasn't fine, so I had to upload it. Well, I didn't have to upload it. I could have uploaded it whenever I want. But I decided at 2 o'clock in the morning to give it an upload, which turned out to not work out in the end, because I was planning on going into town today to buy some more shit PS2 games, because that's what I do in my free time now. I magically came across a £20 note in my room, so I was like, might as well see what they have at Sex Shop, right? So I looked online at what kind of inventory they had, and apparently right now they have Ford Racing 2 for the PS2, which is perfect for me. So I was gonna go and get that, but because I was up until 8 a.m. and not just from recording. While I was recording, I got distracted watching The Amazing World of Gumball, so I ended up doing that until 8 a.m. and then I was like, yeah, nah, and then I fell asleep, and then I've just woken up at 2. Which isn't that bad. The latest I've ever woken up was 5 in the afternoon, in winter, so it was night again, and that was disorientating. But it's fine now, right? It's okay, it's whatever, because I'm recording Rally of Kenya, which is one of my favorite rallies, and I already went to town and spent some cash the other week on some more PS2 games. Let me tell you what I got for the PS2. I've always been hoping to get games for my Xbox, so it's not just a £30 waste, which it pretty much is, because they don't sell original Xbox games in town anymore for some reason. So I'm gonna have to find. I mean, I know that there's a shop that does. It's not, like I've said before, it doesn't look. It looks a little bit shady, but I'll probably end up going there again at some point. Anyway, I've been getting games for PS2, and they've been working, which has surprised me, sort of, but not all that much, because it turns out my PS2 is actually in pretty good nick. So I managed to get myself Juiced, the first Juiced, because I've had Juiced 2 Hot Import Nights for a long time. A few years. In about year 8, it was when I decided I wanted it, and so it became. I made it a thing to explain that the game I wanted was not just Juiced, but it was the second Juiced, and it was warm, and it was from Japan, and it was not during the day. And then I played that game, and it's not good. But I got most of the way through, but it's not good. But I am going to play it at some point for the channel, because, well, if I mention a racing game, you can assume that at some point I'm planning to play it on the channel. So now I have both Juiced games. I also have all 4 Midnight Club games, because now I've got Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. I don't have the remix, which means I think that the game, I think that it only has maps in America, rather than having like Japan and stuff, like in the first 2. Well, like in the second one, I don't know about the first one. But I know the second one had Japan. I never managed to make it to Japan, because I'm still stuck on the final boss, I think. I hope it's the final boss. I'm still stuck on the final boss of LA for the first one, even. I haven't played it for a while, so I can't say I'm not good, but yeah, it hasn't been going well. The last time I played Midnight Club 2. And obviously I've had Midnight... Well, not obviously, but I've had Midnight Club LA for a few years now. And never really gotten that far into it, because I always reset the career. For some reason. I don't know why I always do that. I hate that I always do that as well, because I did that on Need for Speed 2015 a little while ago, and then like I saw that straight up Black Panther ripoff was doing a league on Need for Speed 2015, and I'd need to bring a fully upgraded car to be competitive. So I've been grinding out Need for Speed, trying to build up. I think I've decided I'm going for a Nissan S13 to try and run, if I even go for the league at all. But I think I was trying to decide between an R32 and an S13. I ended up picking the S13 because it was cheaper and I could get it faster. So that's why I went for the S13. I'll probably upload that on the new channel that I've made for uploading league races and stuff. But I was kind of half planning to leave that for uploading OVG league races, which is something I'm going to do because I can record PS3 now, but it's in the same quality as PS2 because I have to run it through AV because it doesn't like HDMI cables connected to my monitor for some reason. It can do them connected to the one downstairs, but not mine. So I said fuck it, and I'm gonna let it do its thing in AV, which it's gonna look like shit, but gameplay over graphics, am I right? It's not like Gran Turismo has fucking awful physics or anything. What else did I get? I got Mirror's Edge, and I'm not good at that at all. And I got that because I watched some speedrunning videos, and I thought, yeah, that looks cool, I should buy that. And then I bought it, and it was like, this is really hard. And it's not even, it's hard because I keep forgetting the buttons, and I've got no flow. So I've got Mirror's Edge sitting up on the shelf now, doing nothing. I also got WRC 4, which is like this game but with better graphics and worse physics. And our main source of news, Austin Ogonowski from Pretend Race Cars, the only news source that you could trust ever about sim racing, said that WRC 5, which is also called WRC Rally Evolved, I think, because they didn't want to call it WRC 5 for whatever reason. They called it WRC Rally Evolved. Allegedly, and that's the game that came after WRC 4, obviously. So apparently, WRC 5, WRC Rally Evolved, sorry, is is apparently the best rally game ever made. And to that I say, how could the best rally game ever made be a follow-up to WRC 4, which is worse than WRC 2, in my mind? The physics, like in this game, I don't know why I'm shouting all the time. In this game, the physics sort of grip, like the front end. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but it feels like I'm playing an arcade cabinet game, if you see what I mean. Like, the car grips nicely, but the back end steps out. Like, it's obviously, I wouldn't say it was canned. It's not like press button to whip in a MX vs 80, in MXGP 3. but the back end will always lose traction and come around. And I mean, obviously, I'm racing off road, so of course it will. But like, it does it. It does it way more than it, I guess, should. Because this is an arcade game, obviously. It's not. It doesn't have maximum simulation value. WRC Rally Evolved allegedly has some good simulation value in that you can pass your competitors when they've broken down. And there'll be like various random hazards that won't be on the pace notes and stuff. And it sounds good, and I want the game. But hopefully the physics are more like this one than WRC 4, is all I'm going to say. I think I got another game as well, but I can't remember. I'll have to have a quick glance up at the shelf, but I don't want to do that while I'm rallying right now. And it doesn't look like they were able to model flamingos and stuff in 2002 to be obstacles. Which is, I mean, it's a shame, but it's also not surprising at all. Did I get anything else? No, that was it. But this week I'm planning to buy Ford Racing 2. Like I said. And also, I saw that they have a bunch of other PS2 games there, apparently. Like, I think they've got London Racer. It says online that they have London Racer 2, sorry, in store, so I'm going to look into getting that. And they also have Crescent Suzuki Racing, which is a game that I've had as long as I can remember, and it has never worked once. I've never played that game. It doesn't. I've seen gameplay. I've seen footage. By Death Grips. I've seen footage, and it doesn't look good. To be honest, it doesn't look like a hot tourist trophy rival. But it's a racing game, so I'm obviously interested in it, and it's a bike racing game, which means I'm doubly interested in it. So, and it's only 50p, so whatever. I'll pick up a new copy of I'll pick up a new copy of Crescent Suzuki Racing, and I'll see what I can make happen. But like, I'll pick up any PS2 racing game that I see because they're all like £1 or 50p, around that type of price. So my main objective, I guess, my main game to buy is going to be Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo. I was going to buy Dirt Rally, but like I said, I've only got 20 quid, and Dirt Rally is exactly 20 quid, but Sebastian Loeb is 15, and it looks like that game has way more content and stuff, so I'll probably get that. I mean, I know it's a milestone game, a milestone rally game, but you know, from what I've seen of it, it actually looks pretty good. Like I played the demo as well a while ago, and I like how narrow some of the rally stages are and stuff. So I'm gonna look into get myself some Seb Loeb Rally. That's the plan. Unless I can somehow scrounge up a little bit of extra cash, then like if I go to town with 25 quid, I'll get Dirt Rally. But if I go to town with only 20 quid, I'll get Sebastian Loeb. And then, because obviously I want the extra on top to be able to pick up all those PS2 games that I want. But I don't have any room left on my shelf. Like, I've got a big shelf that I put all my games up on. I used to just stack them on my desk, but my dad was like, we should put up a shelf. So we put up a shelf, and it's full now. So if I go out and I grab another haul of racing games, then I'm gonna have to either make room by taking all my non-racing games off the shelf and stacking those up, or I'll see if I can. Well, actually, I can't right now because my dad's abroad. So I can't, yeah, so I can't just put up an extra extension bit of shelf. I'll have to, I mean, I couldn't put up a shelf anyway, not with my noodle arms. I'd have to get Dad to do it. But put up a bit of shelf extension to fit all my games on. That's the plan for tomorrow. Obviously, by the time this video goes up, I'll either have already done it or not done it at all. But I am planning on it. I know it doesn't concern anyone. I'm not sure how many people want to see fucking Ford Racing 2 Let's Played on the PS2 rather than the PC where it looks better. The problem with I could play Ford Racing 2 on the PC. But the problem with that is the music doesn't work anymore in the current year. And there's probably, I know that there's a patch for that, but I could never figure it out. So I'll probably end up playing it on PS2 just to have the music, because I like the music of Ford Racing 2. I don't know what it is about it. I just do. I like it. I like it a lot. Pivot are a good band. Super Bright Light are an okay band. So that's why I want the music of Ford Racing 2. Well, now that I've talked about all that stuff, I've got to think of something else to talk about for the next 2 3/4 stages of this rally. And I talk about how I don't have commentary a lot of the time. Like, I'll complain that I'm like, oh, I've got nothing to talk about. Ugh, memes. But, like, actually, thinking back, you know, I never really have that problem too much. I can usually come up with something to talk about. Probably talk about how Amazing World of Gumball is actually a really funny show. But I might have just been really sleep deprived when I mean, obviously I was really sleep deprived when I was watching it. I mean, I'd woken up late the day before, so I wasn't as tired as really I should have been at like 6 AM. But I was watching it, and there's some funny shit in that show. I'm gonna be real. Probably one of the better cartoons airing in the current year. Better than Steven Tumblerverse. And is Adventure Time still going? I feel like that show should have died a long time ago. I bet you it's still going. Although I think they're on their last season now. And regular show's finished. Really, with the end of regular show and Adventure Time, really coming to an end of an era on Steven Universe, on a Cartoon Network, you know. And they're replacing their new era is fucking shit. All of their new shows are garbage. And that's all I have to say about that, really. And now I'm stuck on a rock. Get the... Okay, well, fuck. I looked at the championship standings before I started this rally. And I'm like 70 points ahead. So I could probably afford to like not even race for the rest of all these rallies and get away with it. But I won't do that. So I'm gonna record them all. I'm gonna finish the game. And I can't read any of that red text up in the corner. I know what it says, but I can't actually read it. Yeah, that was a poor showing on that stage. Lucky it was a short one. Keep my torches short. I don't know why I decided to save here, but I did. So, let's carry on with the Kenyan Rally. 2 more stages to go. Try not to completely fuck up like just now. And we should be alright. Six-kilometer stage. It's going to take a little while. Kind of difficult to speak because my mouth is all dried out. You know when you get like an ulcer on your lip and it completely sucks your mouth dry of all the sort of moisture in it? I've got that, and it'd probably go away if I slept properly, but I'm not so good at sleeping properly, as you can tell by the fact that I've been talking about how I went to sleep at 8 and woke up at 4. Whatever. Actually, I woke up at 2. I want to clarify that I woke up at 2, but I didn't get out of bed till 4 because I was busy, if you see what I mean. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's go back to talking about cartoons. I noticed that Star vs. the Forces of Evil is on its 3rd season, and I don't know when the fuck that happened. I remember being big into that show when it was first airing. I remember watching its 1st season, like, and being in the talkback threads, and being like, wow, yeah, this is great. And then, like, as season 2 started to air, I'd gotten sick of Ko, because it's basically Tumblr, the board. And I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. So I dropped off. I went here and there. I spread out. I spread my 4chan wings, as it were. After a year or 2 on Ko, I was like, yeah. So I went for a bit of a butthole sniffing adventure, and I ended up on O, which was a given, really, considering my interests. And I ended up on TV as well. So I decided that I like movies more than I like cartoons, because I'm not a man-child, honest. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, I am the cancer. I'm the problem. I'm the problem with society. The butthole sniffing adventure comment from a second ago, that was ironic. That was an ironic Game Grumps reference, not a serious one. And I'm the problem with society is a reference to the band Frenzal Rhomb, who released that album, A Man's Not a Camel, which Google Music or whatever it is, because like you don't. The patrician's method is to rip music off of YouTube, put it in MP3 format, and then put it in Windows Media Player. So that's what I do. And you click on it and you like recognize what album this is from, so it like can set it to be in an album. And like there are tracks that Google lists are on the album that don't exist, and there are tracks that like are uploaded with the album's art and sound like they're from the same band that aren't supposed to be on the album, which I guess is what you get if you try and like listen to an obscure Australian punk band's music. But you know, they could at least get it right. But they didn't, so I deleted the ones that weren't supposed to be part of the album, and then just left out the ones that are supposed to be part of the album that I can't find anywhere. Oh yeah, WRC 4. I complained about it earlier on, but there are a couple of things about it that I like. One of them is when you go to select a stage, it comes up with a map of the area the stage is on, and it will draw the path that stage is going to take across the map. And then if you select a different stage, or a stage that's in the same area, like, you can see that this second stage will reuse roads from earlier, which is a nice touch. I really like that. I don't know what it is about that made me like it so much, but when I saw that it did that, I was like, that's nice. That's a cool little thing. I wish more rally games did, so that I know when I'm driving on the same road over and over again. Like, so, well, not over and over again, but just so that I know when I'm driving on the same road but backwards, or cutting from one stage that I drove earlier onto another stage that I drove earlier, if you see what I mean. And then, like, you can see that the big mammoth stage is made up of all of the stages. Like, I'm pretty sure Dirt Rally did a thing where it, like, drew on because Dirt Rally stages were like one big stage cut up into lots of little stages. But I'm pretty sure that did a similar thing to what I'm saying that WRC 4 did, which is nice. That's another reason I'm interested in Dirt Rally. I'm not so interested in Dirt 4, because what I've seen of it just hasn't really impressed me. You know, it looks... The Your Stage thing looks like it could have been a good idea, but I'm watching 2 Let's Plays of it right now. I'm watching Test Drive 426's, and I'm watching Rhino GT4's. And the stages don't look that great. And, I mean, especially when compared to this game. The cars look... And this is a complaint I've seen a lot as well. The cars look like they have way too much grip. Which I kind of like about Codemasters games, how the cars will have, like Race Driver Grid and Grid Autosport, I like because... And Grid 2, I guess, and other Codemasters games. But I like those because the cars will turn in and grip at high speeds. Because a huge problem I had when, like, the only racing game I really played was Forza. The huge problem I have with Forza is that the amount you can actually turn the steering wheel is limited by how fast you're going. So you have to slow right the fuck down to turn. And it feels like bullshit, to be honest. And it makes every car in that game feel incredibly understeery. And understeer is not fun. Oversteer is fine, but when, like, the car, like, slides straight on like that, I did that on purpose. Like, when you're trying to drift in a game and the car just goes sideways and then slides straight on, that's not fun either. I'd much rather have, like, crazy grip that lets me turn at actual race car speeds rather than, you know, understeer. Like, I know understeer would probably be realistic for a Peugeot 206 doing 120 mile an hour. But, like, if I could, like, brake down to 80 instead of 60 to take a turn, that'd be nice. That's my complaint about Forza. I should probably, like, invest in that game with lowering tire pressures, because every car in Forza starts out with a crazy high tire pressure and you have to lower it to get the car to actually behave properly. So, I don't know, I'll probably end up trying that at some point. And that was this video. That was the Rally of Kenya. So it was about a lot of interesting things. Made some real interesting comments. Sort of, in a way. I said some stuff. And then some of it probably not all that smart. So there we go. End of the Rally of Kenya. I'm not going to drag out the ending of this video for the first time ever. This is just the end. Next week, Finland.